Yeah, bring both the cookies and the fruit, right? Huh?
These cookies aren't gonna make it. I can tell you. Right
they're good. And they're nice and soft right now. What?
You are the fruit.
You are the soft ass cookie.
Yo, I saw a poster of all the Jokers, and in their genre, like Jack Nicholson was the gangster.
Yes.
Heath Ledger was what they
like the psychopath or something. Arsonist.
Yeah, dirty. Yeah.
Jared Leto was like, I forget what they called it, but it was a whole poster of all of them.
That's what's up.
It was actually pretty cool.
Where'd you see? Did it go back to Cesar Romero?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah. They've had a lot, like even the TV Joker, like that guy's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original Adam West Joker, like he sold it. Like he was creepy.
That's Caesar.
He was creepy enough.
What's hilarious is he refused to get rid of his mustache. So when you look at it, like he's painted over a mustache. It's just like it's like no. This is my look when I'm not the clown.
That man,
it stays.
That man took a stand. And it worked. It probably add another layer of creepiness that you didn't realize painting over the mustache.
Not until Henry Cavill did we have another DC mustache like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is true.
Like, I know I'm Superman, but no, I'm not cutting my fucking mustache.
Yeah, man. But best mustaches in the game. Gangs of New York?
Oh, fuck.
Gangs of New York?
He's
Come
up
on, he
there.
had the fucking twirl.
But
bro.
also Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Yes! Sam Elliott's mustache is fucking bulletproof.
That and Burt Reynolds.
Sam Elliott.
Burt
Okay,
Reynolds.
Hold on.
70s love god.
You don't know who Sam Elliott is?
I have to look.
Tombstone.
Come on, the cowboy.
Oh,
he
okay,
plays like the same guy in every movie.
Fantastic.
I don't think he's trimmed his mustache in
Bro,
17 movies.
Sam Elliott in Roadhouse, he was like the old bouncer. He was like the wise.
He's the wise old cowboy for like 50 years now.
Dude, in that war movie with Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers.
We Were Soldiers.
Oh my God, he's the best. Like the guy always says good morning to him. He's like, "What are you, a fucking weatherman?" I'm like, dude, I love this guy. He like, goes into Vietnam. His only weapon is a fucking Colt handgun. That's all he has. He's just like fucking shooting. Like I'm like, dude, he has no rifle. He just the guy's iron.
And with that said, welcome to the Sofa Kingdom Podcast with your host Nelson.
I'm Ian.
Ed.
And our special guest today,
Sergio.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Sergio.
The king is back.
Yeah. So, all right, but if you're going to talk about like badass performances from male actors all across the board, right? In old school movies, for me, and I crack jokes, it's Val Kilmer, Tombstone.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, he fucking killed it. That's one of my favorite performances.
I'm in my prime.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah. When he's spinning the cup and he's looking at that motherfucker like, bitch, I will kill you.
And the guy knows he's dead too. The guy's like, I was just fooling. He's like, I wasn't. You're like, oh shit. Oh no.
You know you fucked up. Wasn't that like Ringo? Was his name Ringo? He was fucking with Doc Holliday.
You know you're dead.
Yes.
You know you're dead.
Yes.
It was called Doc because he was a dentist, apparently.
Really?
Yes.
So that's the legend behind the real person.
Yes.
He's also a drug addict.
But did he die of tuberculosis
Also, yes.
as well in real life?
Yes.
Probably.
Interesting. Yeah. I think to me one of my favorite Val Kilmer performances, hands down, even better than Top Gun, was Doc Holliday in Tombstone. That's the man right there.
My favorite Val Kilmer performance, it's a shame because the show was such a pile of shit, was as Mad Mardigan in Willow. I fucking love Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to finish watching it because they canceled the show and they disappeared it.
Banished it.
Some of the shows they're not
To the
even.
Shadow Realm,
They're
yes.
like, too bad. We're just gonna get rid of it. It did so poorly. We're not even gonna leave it up for people to watch later.
So what we're talking about is they did Disney did like a reboot of
A
Willow
continuation of Willow, a
as
TV,
a TV show, and it really wasn't half bad. Right, if you watched it, but not enough people invested in watching it, so they just removed it from Disney.
I thought it
never
started
happened.
strong and then it just,
Yeah, the idea of that streaming was supposed to perpetually leave all your stuff up there to watch, and it was supposed to be like archived. It's gone. Disney goes in and they change. They changed even their old classic movies. They go back, they remove scenes, they change lines, they change characters, and they just do it nice and quietly. They don't say anything about it happening, and then people are like, wait a minute.
They systematically changed that shit.
They took
Where'd this go? Where'd that go? They're like, no, nothing. It's the same.
They took Donald Trump out of Home Alone.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
But, look,
Goddamn.
but they're not the only ones to do it. So iTunes goes in and changes music catalogs as well.
Yep.
Like you could go back in and be like, I thought this CD had 13 tracks on it, and now it doesn't. Or for whatever reason,
Yep, take off a bonus
contract
track,
changes with somebody, and they remove it from their streaming sites. So
it just proves that you don't ever own shit.
No, unless you had it.
You think you own it.
You have to have a physical copy if you want to actually own it.
Yeah.
All the digital copies, you're renting a license because at any point in time, we've seen it with Sony.
Yeah.
They will go onto your device and delete it. It's like, but I bought it. Too bad. We can't carry it anymore, so we're not even going to let you have it on your console.
Yeah.
We're going to remove it from your storage.
Isn't that something similar to what just happened to Taylor Swift? She had to go back and re-record her music.
She did.
That's because, her rights were sold to someone, so she went and re-recorded everything to get her rights back.
Sold the music, no?
Her old manager, I think.
Her old manager? Yeah.
Bro, she's doing good. Her fucking, I mean, I knew her latest album that released or whatever, The Tortured Poet or some shit. People took off work. I was like, where's Jill at?
Were you one of them?
No.
He's a Swiftie. He's a Swiftie.
I'm not a Swiftie.
Come on, bro.
I'm not a Swiftie.
You would not wear like a Taylor Swift t-shirt?
No, I would not. I think, honestly, she's decent, but I do not get why she is the largest pop star on the planet.
Me neither.
I don't get it.
It ends playing coy. We get it.
Listen, no.
You're a Swiftie.
Yeah.
You're a Swiftie,
I don't like my women built like Pennywise the Clown.
Look, they're out of the 4 guys in this
I think
chair,
Nelson calls that Bojack.
I definitely do.
I mean, you can't understand why a person who takes no responsibility for their actions and it's always somebody else's fault is popular with a bunch of people. I mean,
I just,
Yeah.
in this day and age.
But like people called off fucking work. And like everybody's
crazy.
Instagram story was the same fucking thing. It was all
killing
like
the
an
game,
album
though.
cover. She is.
Yeah.
I mean, her concerts literally change economies.
Yeah.
That's
I've
ridiculous.
been to one, and it was actually a really good concert. Like a very good production and show.
Yeah.
I think they stream them to theaters as well, so it's not just
Yes.
the concert. It's
And
also
it's on Disney.
around where people
On
are
Disney
buying
Plus.
tickets to theaters to go because they can't be physically at the
No,
concert.
it's crazy. She is like Michael Jackson big. Like,
is.
as
Yeah.
far as
Nowadays-
musicians are concerned, like
Yeah.
very few people reach that. We're the Beatles big. We're Michael Jackson big. Like, especially in the day and age where there's so many people and so much content out there that it's inundating everyone.
Yeah.
To stand out like a star like that is a special thing in the in
Got
this
a bunch
time.
of different ways where she can reach out to people. Like Eddie was just saying, movie theaters or just streaming or
Yeah.
whatever.
You know, I'm not gonna lie though. Out of those 3 people you just said, I mean, Michael Jackson's the only one of those 3 that I think is not overrated. I mean, I think Taylor's overrated. I'm not a big Beatles fan. I honestly think.
You know
I
what?
wish I could have seen Michael Jackson in concert.
Yeah,
Same.
it would have probably been amazing.
Also
Probably been
Queen.
the most ridiculous
I
thing.
wish I could bring back Freddie. Where's he at?
Yeah.
Where's
I don't think we got Freddie up right now. I
Oh,
think he's
man.
sitting in the
Somewhere?
shed out back with all the
we'll have
gym
to-
equipment.
We'll have to bring Freddie.
We got to bring
back
Freddie back
for
in.
one day.
I've been saving this space for a very special plaque that's being made, but he's taking too fucking long. Freddie Mercury goes back on.
We have to bring Freddie back up. God bless him.
Yeah, we had him with the greats. It was Elon Musk, Freddie Mercury, and Biggie Smalls, right? You know what I mean? Like, that shows our...
Yep. Well, we also had one of Logan, which, speaking of...
Right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Yes, the trailer for Deadpool, fucking amazing. Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Probably easy to say it's going to be the biggest Marvel movie
Yes.
of this year.
And it looks like they're touching a little more on the old man Logan. They do show the dead Ant-Man, the Pym Falls scene from the comics. I don't know how much more they're going to go into that storyline.
Plus, Hugh Jackman's old. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
it
there you
would
go.
it would be appropriate. They do in that comic. He does leave his particular universe, and at the end of it, end up in another one. So it's not that crazy to kind of pluck his character out. It is canonically part of the storyline in the comics anyway. But it'll be interesting to see what they kind of how much they lean into that world, because in his world, it's like 3 superheroes left. It's like him, a blind Hawkeye, and like one other motherfucker running around. The rest of the heroes got murked.
What a
They all got
Shitty
killed.
fucking hero.
Yeah.
Well, Hawkeye, even being blind, is a bad motherfucker, because it's like it wasn't just my eyesight. It was like a low level of like super hearing, kind of super senses.
He's
'cause
doing
it's-
echolocation.
it's
Oh, do they
almost what
make
they
him
lean on.
Daredevil? Do they make him
A
Daredevil?
little bit, but it's fun. It's
Okay.
it's fun where it's like, oh, you
yeah,
thought
yeah.
I was done because you blinded me, and then you were like, oh, pity the blind man. No.
Yeah. but of all the superheroes, Hawkman,
Yeah.
Hawkeye,
Yeah.
he's pretty shit.
Yeah.
He's pretty
Well,
trash.
Hawkman and Hawkeye,
They both
are
yeah,
both.
yeah.
Both pretty shit.
Are both shitty.
Yeah, Yeah, Hawkman's like flying around with a fucking hawk helmet and a mace. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
I mean, part of his thing is he dies all the time and comes back. It's like, listen, stop dying. I mean,
we get it.
You should have learned some shit by now.
Yeah, that's the guy in the Justice League that no one likes. It's like if you have to choose between Hawkman and Aquaman, you're picking Aquaman.
Yeah. Well, you're picking Aquaman now.
Yeah. Well, what are those?
I mean, before Jason Momoa, no one was picking Aquaman.
Who are those fucking twins? The Wonder Twins.
The only reason why Ian's
An
picking
evil sponge.
the only reason why he's picking Aquaman is because he wants to fuck a dolphin.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, come on.
it's a pretty fuckable animal.
Yeah, wasn't there like a legitimate story about a marine biologist
Yes.
or a zookeeper?
They were dosing them with hallucinogens in an attempt to try to communicate with the dolphins.
Oh, God.
But the dolphins had a rather high sex drive, so they would not work with the researcher until the researcher worked them out.
like legitimately work them out is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So there was a guy just jacking off.
Oh, it was a lady.
Yes. Jacking off dolphins.
Yep. So
order
then they could actually do the research because then the dolphins would cooperate. They learned like, oh, we could barter. You want me to work?
I'm gonna
Well-
need you to go to town over here.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna need
but
you to whack me off.
It was like a whole
Oh, you want
facility.
me to jump out of the water? Stroke
Yeah.
me, baby.
Take me to SeaWorld.
I wish my job was like that. It's like, Ian, we need you to do this case.
You know what daddy needs.
You know what I need. My 70-year-old boss just jerking me off.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker. Oil check.
I'll fucking get mineral lube right out of the Omnicell. Come on. Use it reverse hand.
Jesus Christ. So back to normal conversation.
What? We changed conversations too many times. You started with
I
what
mean-
did you start with? You started with male performances, and you
Yes.
praised Val
Speaking
Kilmer.
of male performances, did anybody watch the Ryan Garcia fight?
I did.
Nope, haven't
I did
seen
watch
it.
it. He came in 3 pounds over, but he beat Devin Haney's ass.
So, do we think his mental state that he displayed is a show, or do we think something's like?
So he's been on.
he bet on himself. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
bet on himself, but he also said publicly that he says he suffered from ADHD and other things, similar to that.
This is the fighter that was kind of singing and dancing during the
Yeah.
press conferences
Yeah.
and all that. Okay.
And that's why his team had taken away social media for a time, and they tried to manipulate what he's putting out there to the public. So he's saying that this is just who he is. He's just kind of a loose cannon, and that's how he lives his lifestyle. And people try to manage it, but I don't think it was so much as a gimmick as it is just like who he is.
yeah.
Well, if he was trying to get into Haney's head, he did that.
He did.
He did.
He really did.
Yes.
And he even said, he goes, "I don't care about weight. I care about winning."
Yes. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I thought he was. I honestly thought Devin Haney was going to outpoint him, like hit him, stay away from him. But I mean, Garcia just went out there. He knocked him down like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't see how. Man, I don't know if I would be happy. Granted, he won and he put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
The fight itself was good.
Yeah.
But coming over 3 pounds and then you don't walk away with the title,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's got to sting a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
I would think so. Especially because look, no matter what they say publicly, like they want to be champ. They
Yeah.
want the belt.
Right.
They want to walk away with the accolades. Every boxer, every fighter does.
But
I mean, part of what you're being paid to show up is to be on weight,
right.
To fight.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
that's
it's
like
a respect to the game,
That's
right?
like Patty. He's like they pay me to lose weight.
Yeah.
It's essentially the way he looks at it. He's like, I'm way overweight. Oh,
Patty Pimblett.
yeah, and he
Like
is
like
outside of the
yeah.
fight. He's
Like
like they
50
pay me
50
to
pounds
show up
overweight.
on weight. That's what I'm here for. So I mean, as a fighter, like that's your main job is
I
like
mean, at the end of
training
the
and then
day-
showing up for the actual fucking fight.
When you look at it like that, at the end of the day, one guy did his job, the other guy kind of didn't.
Right.
I mean, he won the fight, but I mean, he never made the weight.
yeah,
But look, granted, yes, absolutely, I agree. You should show up on weight, but 3 pounds isn't extremely terrible either. You know, what
I think if he tried harder, he probably could have cut that.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
3 pounds that's also dependent on how much weight the other person cut in terms of water and all that. I mean, we start getting into to cutting for the fight and all that. 3 pounds. I mean,
Now, keep in mind, Garcia's coming off that fucking Tank Davis fight where he was dehydrated so bad that he got his ass whooped. Tank Davis beat that ass.
Yeah.
So
well, that's a big thing that fighters have always been talking about, like the fact about cutting weight, rehydrating,
it's awful on the body.
And I forget, does boxing allow you to use IV in order to hydrate? After
I don't know. I know the UFC banned it, but
even if it does, the major issue with cutting weight that way is to cut that much weight, you lose water from the brain as well. And that's the last place that rehydrates as you're rehydrating your body. So whether you're using IV or not, you're still going in with your brain partially dehydrated. And that is the cushion that protects your brain.
Right. And what were you going to say, Sergio?
He did a post-fight interview with Conor McGregor. And he talked about he wants to see them run that back, but now with what do you say, rehydration rules or IV rules? Or something
Okay.
like that.
Oh, so it's probably boxing. Everything is up for negotiation.
well, there was a rehydration clause when he fought Tank, which means that like Ryan had to cut a shit ton of weight, and then he wasn't able to rehydrate afterwards. So when he fought that night, like, I mean, he's a bigger guy than Tank, but he had cut so much weight, and he wasn't allowed to rehydrate, so his body was fucked.
Yeah.
Like, fucked.
See, I'm not sure how I feel about that because, like, I do prefer when fighters kind of fight at the weight that they walk around at.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, like, whether on very small level, just wrestlers, jiu-jitsu people, things like that. Nothing on a professional
it's easily
scene.
1 to 2, and if you're talking about small weight classes, 3 weight classes for certain people.
Some guys do better when they don't cut a shit ton of weight. And you're right. Robert Whittaker won. At 155, everybody was whooping his ass. 170, everybody was whooping his ass. He goes up to 185, he wins the belt. Sean Strickland, 170, people were beating him. Kamaru Usman beat him. He goes up to 185, he wins the belt. Some guys, when they don't cut the weight, they do better. And it's you know,
because it affects your body. Right?
I mean, if you look at pictures of Conor McGregor when he used to make 145, he looked scary.
It was a skeleton walking up there.
On the you know, Anthony Rumble Johnson, rest in peace. How the fuck he made 170?
Yep.
How that man is gigantic.
I know personally, I felt like shit when I cut weight, and I went from my first like jiu-jitsu tournament fight. It was rough on my body. Like I felt. Okay, I'll put it this way too. Like I definitely lost that fight, but when I went in, I was fighting lefty, right? Like my brain was just like, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, and like, you know how you practice the left side of your fighting like once in a while, right? I'm in there the whole time, and I'm like, why am I attacking from the left? And why am I like? I think it was part nerves for my first, but also part like I was fucking underweight by like 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Because I was so nervous of not making the proper weight that I'm like, I overdid it, and I got in there, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Last night I watched the bare knuckle boxing from LA, Knucklemania.
Yeah.
And they made a big announcement that Conor McGregor is now part owner.
No
He purchased
shit.
a major stake in bare knuckle boxing. So
Was that the Mike Perry Thiago Alves fight?
it was, yes. And it was weird because a lot of the fights ended in the first round, like, and I mean like 2 minutes in, including the main event. But there were 3 fights that ended in the first round due to injury. The weirdest shit ever. Like the one guy was a Russian guy fighting this dude, and after the first round, the fight, like he wouldn't come out of the corner, and then you look over and his fucking biceps torn.
Oh
His
shit!
biceps
shit.
like halfway up his arm, and you're like, oh fuck, well he's done. He ain't coming out of the corner.
Yeah.
Next fight up, like this dude fights, and he gets clipped with an uppercut. He falls backwards on his arm, breaks his fucking arm.
I saw that.
Like his elbows, like all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, God damn! I was like, that's 2 fights in a row now. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Saw that.
And then like a fight went by, and then there's another fight, and it's 2 heavyweights, Ben Rothwell and Todd Duffy, both UFC veterans.
Yeah.
And like Duffy gets clipped in a weird exchange, and he comes up and he's like, "No, I'm done." Like, what do you mean you're done? He like he fucking dislocated his shoulder or whatever, tore his shoulder. I'm like, that's 3 fights.
I think he had bad shoulders to begin with.
But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's 3 out of the 4 fights I just watched that ended in the first round because of injuries. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, what's going on here? And then the main event, they said go. Perry went out there. They were in the center of the ring. Thiago got hit with a big left hook, and they stopped it. He got up. He was all wobbly and queer, and they're like, you're done. I'm like, God damn, like
He got knocked out.
yeah. I mean, you're talking about like 5 fights went by in less than 6 minutes.
I
was
feel like Mike
goddamn.
Perry got better without gloves.
oh yeah, he's built for that sport. He's built for bare knuckle boxing.
It allows him to be as savage as he really wants to be.
Yes.
And they say too, like, I don't know how true it is. This is just things that I've heard listening to other podcasts, actually, that when you don't have the capacity to put your hands in gloves and you're doing bare knuckles, like, you really can't throw bombs the way that you would normally.
You can't
because
throw-
you'll
break
your hand.
You'll break your
You
hand.
can't throw haymakers the same way. So even though physically the face gets cut up more easy, apparently you are taking less brain damage because you can't hit as you're not throwing those pillows where you just kind of keep hitting, and they're not showing physical damage on the face.
Right.
It's just damage to the brain.
Mike Perry was talking about it on the Joe Rogan podcast. He was saying like in boxing and in like in MMA, you can keep your hands kind of loose and you can kind of throw it out there and then just close your fist at the time of. He said like in bare knuckle boxing, you have to be prepared for the impact. He's like, so you're squeezing your fucking hand
tight
like
as
hard as you can the whole time because you need your fist like in a ball to make contact bare knuckle with someone so you don't break your hand.
Yep.
He's like also like your guard, you're squeezing your hands and you're a lot tighter because you don't have the gloves. You don't have the boxing gloves and the MMA gloves to block the shot. Like you need to take the shot on either your hands, your forehead, or your forearms, or you're gonna get knocked out.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just weird. It's like that's why like in bare knuckle boxing, like a lot of guys keep their head lowered. Because they know that if you punch their forehead, like you're going to shatter your
You got to break
wrist.
your hand first.
Break your hand.
I always thought that was a movie myth.
No.
Like you ever see like Gladiator, not Gladiator.
The old Gladiator.
The old Gladiator with Cuba Gooding Jr.
They wrap it with cloth and they dip it in glass.
No, that's Bloodsport. No.
I did that in
That was Kickboxer.
Was it Kickboxer?
Yes.
Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No. They did it in a boxing movie, Gladiator. I'm pretty sure. In the last fight, it was like a last round kind of nonsense.
You're talking dipped in glue and glass. It's Kickboxer.
I'm not sure.
Listen, the movie I first saw was the 1980s Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme, where he fights Tong Po in the end, and he's got his hand wrapped in rope.
It wasn't a Jean-Claude movie. The one I'm talking of.
It may have been after it. I don't know. Find out which one.
So
first.
the one that I'm talking about is.
It was
1992. There was no dipping in glass.
So they copied
Cuba Gooding Jr. and James Marshall.
Well, they copied Kickboxer then, because the first hand glass dipping that I saw was fucking.
No, that's it. Because he's absolutely incorrect. Gladiator,
well, you guys can,
boxing
you guys
movie.
Can fight about it.
No, we are because I'm right.
You guys fight about it,
but
I remember Jean-Claude. I mean, because the guy that he's fighting, Tong Po, dips it. I mean, it's a crazy fucking movie. He rapes the chick he's dating. It's a fucking wild thing. But then, like, he dips his hand in the fucking broken glass. He even dips the back of his hands because of spinning back fists and shit. And then he looks Jean-Claude in the face and he's like, hey, he licks the fucking glass. I'm like, God damn, that guy's a fucking monster. Like, what the fuck?
No, I think it was because I thought
he's
it was
Bloodsport,
but it was Kickboxer.
Tong Po, he's an ugly fuck.
No, but in this movie, Gladiator, the main villain, he wants to fight Cuba Gooding Jr. And he's like, we're gonna do it old school rules. So like, he's standing there like he's fucking.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Sergio. I'm sorry.
No,
that was fucked up.
So
you are an idiot.
I'm so sorry.
So when he's fighting him, he's throwing his head down to try to make him
punch the forehead
to break his hand,
break your wrist.
Yeah.
Dirty move.
So that's what I was trying to say for 30 minutes.
I'm over here trying to fight radio.
Yeah, he's over here trying to fight a special needs child, so he feels better about himself.
Yeah.
Hey, win's a win.
Win's a win.
Just ask Ryan Garcia. 3 pounds special needs. Whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do, man.
A W's a W. You're right.
Get that W. That's terrible.
No, but he definitely did say that that's just who he is. So I believe it, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I wish him the best. I mean, if he's talking about a rematch with Tank Davis, I don't know. That ship might have sailed.
I think he said he was going to pass, didn't he?
I don't know. I know Tank. I think Tank beats him again. I know he donated $20 million to the Gaza Strip. So I mean, despite what you believe, good on him for backing up whatever the fuck he believes. I mean,
who was that, Tank or Ryan Garcia?
Ryan Garcia. After this last fight, he supposedly gave $20 million to the people.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah.
He also posted on his Instagram that he was going to buy a fan of Rolex.
Oh well.
Yeah.
All you had to do was comment. I commented, give me a Rolly.
Might as well. If he's just giving away money like that,
Fuck yeah, that would be nice.
I'm a public servant, man. I don't got that money.
Me either, man.
But I would like a Rolly.
A Rolex would be nice.
Now, would you wear it or would you sell it right away?
Sell it.
No, I think I keep it.
I'd sell it.
Special occasions.
Yeah. Like dinner at Denny's.
Yeah. Getting romantic.
That's right. So, hey, baby.
I would definitely sell it.
Denny's. Yeah.
Would you though?
I think I would. Yeah. I don't know. I'd lose it or break it or.
Yeah.
I think steal it.
What does a Rolly go for nowadays?
I think it depends on what model you get. But did you see where this guy bought a Rolly when he came back from Vietnam, or he was in Vietnam? One of the two back in the day, and he kept everything. the paperwork, the packaging, everything that came with the watch. And he took it to an auctioneer, and the guy told him it was like over $1 million.
Whew, fuck. That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and sell it, man.
I would.
I would tell it too. Especially under, telling everybody where you got it from adds a little to the story, adds a little bit to the price in
I
these
never
days.
had a box of Frosted Flakes that I kept for like a long fucking time.
It just got mold in it.
Bro, no. Listen, I never opened it. It was when Michael Phelps won his first Olympics. So we're talking like 2008, something like that. And he had all the fucking glove, like all the medals and shit on it.
Yeah.
Recently, when I just moved into the place I'm in now, we're talking, it's 2024. I still have this box of fucking Frosted Flakes. And I was like, you know what? This is never going to be worth any fucking thing. So I opened it.
Right.
I tasted those Frosted Flakes. You know what they fucking tasted like?
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. So that makes me wonder, what the fuck is
Wait a
in there?
second. Wait a second.
I ate
So
Frosted
you
Flakes.
actually ate the moldy ass Frosted Flakes?
They weren't molding. They were not molding. They when I opened them, they smelled and looked just like a regular box of Frosted Flakes. These fucking things were expired by like 12 years.
Did you eat a bowl or just a couple
I
of
tasted them.
handfuls?
Just tasted them. And they tasted like Frosted Flakes. I said, interesting.
There's a
That's like
difference.
McDonald's.
There's a difference between stale and expired. And technically, it'll be stale. It's edible. It's not going to be as good, but it's not necessarily expired.
It did not taste fundamentally different than any Frosted Flakes I'd ever tasted.
Which makes you question, what the fuck are they putting in the Frosted Flakes?
Right.
They just made you want to fight radio.
It did. It did. I still want to fight radio.
Damn, that's nasty.
I'll fight Forrest Gump too while I'm at it.
Forrest Gump too.
That's a national treasure.
Forrest Gump though. Forrest Gump will whoop my ass.
Probably.
Forrest Gump has cardio for days.
And then run like 30 miles. Yeah.
He whooped my ass and then run.
He doesn't know he's supposed to get tired. That's the problem.
Right. I just tell him we're fighting over Jenny, and we definitely.
Oh, yeah, you're done.
Y'all fuck her.
I
wouldn't fuck Jenny.
He got the most raw deal
Jenny-
of any
Jenny is
hero
the-
in any movie.
Jenny is
Yeah.
the worst fucking character in
Fuck
any movie
yeah,
ever.
she is.
Oh,
She
yeah.
had, Forrest's a little slow, but he's got a heart of gold. He fought in fucking Vietnam.
Yep.
He saved the guys. He kept going back. He went to the White House 3 times. He fucking won he was a
I got
college
the pay.
MVP. Yeah. He saved his whole fucking platoon. And what did Jenny want to do? Do heroin and fuck everybody in the 60s.
Yep.
I hate Jenny.
Jenny is a
I
piece
fucking
of
hate
shit.
Jenny.
Everyone but
Jenny's
him.
a piece of
He
shit.
should have left Jenny.
Just once.
He should have left Jenny in that goddamn house with her
Yep.
molesting father. And that's my
Okay.
opinion. I think she should have fucking stayed there.
Damn.
Fuck Jenny.
Hold on
She
a
should have
second.
stayed in that
Hey,
house.
hold on a second. Now I'm moving over here. I'm
You're pro Jenny?
I'm getting up. No,
Oh, sorry, Forrest.
not
I'm gonna
pro
show up.
Jenny, but
I'll
I'm-
show up in your life later and get pregnant. Sorry, I have AIDS. Sorry, Forrest. Sorry, but thanks for taking care of my kid. Not you're a shrimp boat millionaire. Fuck Jenny. If you're on Team Jenny, fuck you.
But it was his kid, no?
A couple Jennies listening to this podcast probably. Fuck you.
So you're saying fuck all the Jennies?
Yeah, show up in my life with AIDS. Fuck you, Jenny. Goddamn, breaking a hero's heart like that.
Would you make an exception for Jenny McCarthy?
No, any Jenny. Fuck any. I have a cousin
Jenny from the block?
I have a
Jenny from
cousin-
the block?
Fuck her too. You remember Forrest walking outside on the porch, standing all weird, and he says, "I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is."
Yeah, yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. She broke his heart. Fuck
Yes.
Jenny.
But
But
he was
he's-
at the bottom of the steps. He wasn't on the porch.
Whatever. He walks outside.
Some antics.
He stands like this. He stands all fucking weird.
Yes, he does.
Legendary stance.
Fuck.
But it's Jenny's just the worst character. She's up
She
there.
is. She is.
It's Jenny and Hitler.
Worst female character. Jenny and then
neck and neck.
Hitler.
Neck
In that
and neck.
order? Or is it Hitler and then Jenny?
Depends on
Depends on the day.
Have I watched radio recently? I might change my answer.
Crazy.
I'm sorry. I just don't like Jenny.
I hate
Forrest
you.
Gump's one of my favorite movies. I just hate Jenny. I hate her.
What about the Green Mile? Did you like the Green Mile?
Green Mile's good. Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. Great fucking actor.
Yeah.
That was a fucking great movie.
Who's the guy in that movie that everybody... Percy. I fucking hate
Percy.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
he played that part so
Oh,
well.
I wanted to fuck him up. You watch the movie, you're like, God
You
damn.
hated that man.
When he steps on the mouse, you're like, dude, what
You
a fucking
fucking
dick
asshole.
licker. Oh my God.
So if Jenny and this motherfucker had a baby.
Percy? Oh.
Percy.
Stop. Jenny and Percy belong together. Living in public housing.
That's
Fucking,
a hell of a combo. right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, just stepping on mice all day long. You fucking assholes.
No heart.
God.
None.
Jenny's pussy was probably so beat up.
Golly.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, it definitely had something wrong with it.
I think something's wrong with Ian today. He's like really.
I just don't like Jenny, man.
He's a little ornery.
And then like Forrest beats up the guy that slaps her, and what's she do? She fucking goes with that guy again.
yeah,
you know?
of course she did.
Sorry, I had to fight in Emilio Black Panther party. I mean, fuck, that's the greatest movie ever, dude. Ever. I think you should go home to Greenbow, Alabama.
Fun fact: Greenbow, Alabama is not a place. If you Google it,
Really? Why would they do that?
I tried it. I looked it up on a map. It didn't pull up. It's not a place.
I
Shit.
think we should drive around Alabama until we find it.
Maybe it was a place and then they renamed it after the movie to stop people from going
They're
over
like,
there.
we don't need people here.
Yeah, we don't. We don't.
We got
We
enough.
don't need these motherfuckers
People
around
can stop
here. Yeah,
going.
we're taking
They're
ourselves
looking
off
for
the
all
map.
this Forrest Gump memorabilia. It's not here. We're changing it.
But I mean, there
such a
are
movie.
other places that do very well because of those things. I know in Georgia, there's a place where I believe the Vampire Diaries was filmed, and like that little town was like dying and dwindling, and because the Vampire Diaries started doing like a show over there, people go over there.
Yeah.
Just to sit in that particular
In the area.
restaurant, and
I feel
shit.
like the
so it helps
best
the economy.
The best example of that, I feel like, is the Rocky Steps in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like Rocky Balboa never existed ever.
Yeah.
But like he's got a statue up
Who
there.
has a statue?
He's got a
right?
statue.
Fuck yeah.
He's in the Boxing Hall of Fame. He never existed. He's never existed, but his record and everything is in the Boxing Hall of Fame.
That's funny.
Wasn't Sly an amateur boxer at one time?
I don't know. I know he was a porn star.
I was literally gonna say that
Yes.
he did start in porn,
He did
and
start
then
in porn.
and then he went into movies.
And then he went into like actual movies. But
Did
yeah,
you watch it?
we can.
No, I'm not saying let's watch it.
We could do a watch.
Supposedly,
I'm good.
Hard pass.
Hard
Why?
pass.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna sit
Wait,
and watch
whoa.
porn
I
with
didn't
the
say anything
four
about
of you
I
guys.
didn't say anything about a hard pass. I just said we'd watch it, Nelson. Christ almighty.
supposedly he's also the fan of laying under the glass tables as the girls shit on top of it.
Oh, Sylvester Stallone.
Okay,
Supposedly.
So
Wow.
Sylvester Stallone was never a boxer himself,
Oh, I thought he was an AMI boxer.
but he contributed to the sport through the franchise, and that's all he did.
Oh
Well,
yeah, sure.
well, he did do a lot for the sport, yeah. But it's just funny because, like, during that one when Bill Burr roasted the city of Philadelphia for like 8 minutes, he even brought up, he's like, you have a statue of fucking Rocky Balboa. He's like a fictional boxer. He's like, you have your own great boxer from the city, Joe Frazier, but he doesn't have a fucking statue. He's just so racist. Like, he went off. He just exploded on him. He's like, you have another great fighter from the city, but he don't have a statue because you're fucking racist. It's the best thing ever.
Bill Burr
Best
is
thing ever.
fucking amazing. I love
Dude,
his stand-up.
he ripped like that. If you haven't seen the Philadelphia rant, Bill Burr, you need to watch it. Like, they booed him at some charity thing when he
Yeah.
was doing stand-up, so he did not leave.
Well, they
Yeah.
were booing.
He did his whole time.
They were booing all the comics that were going up.
Yes.
So eventually, when it was his turn, he's like, you know what? Fuck these people.
Oh, he talked about the subway. He talked shit on the Liberty Bell. He talked shit on the Phillies, the Eagles. He said, I hope Donovan McNabb snaps his fucking ankles in the first play of the season. He went off. He He's like, your whole
good.
subway smells like
He's
piss.
good.
He's like, you know. He's like, you're fucking the Phillies. He called it their gay outfits. He went off. It's like you're listening to it and they're clapping, they're applauding him.
Yeah.
It's weird because they booed all the other comedians, but when he started to shit on the city,
Yep.
the people loved it. They started clapping. I was like, God damn, dude,
They were like, he's one of us. He's one of us.
he's a Philly scumbag.
Listen,
He gets it.
No, Boston. No, Bill Burr is one of the most Boston people that ever lived.
Yeah,
if Boston was a person, it would be Bill Burr. A bald redhead with that accent.
Wait a
Get
second.
the fuck
Hold
outta
on.
here.
I'm going to have to disagree here. If Boston was a person, it's Mark Wahlberg.
They're neck and neck.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He's Boston. Mark Wahlberg.
So
versus
is Ben
Bill Burr?
Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah,
all
they're not
three
even real
Boston.
people.
I retract my statement. Apparently, never mind. It's not real, so that doesn't count. I apologize for bringing that up.
The movie was not an autobiography.
But you're right. But you're
you know.
right. Bill Burr, Mark Wahlberg, those two guys, that's Boston, like in a nutshell.
Bill Burr has got to be like I don't know. He's got to be one of the most unapologetic comedians ever. I love Bill Burr.
The only one that I like, well, under the same vein as unapologetic is Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to Anthony?
He's dark.
If you like dark humor, very clever. He's like one-liners. He's just like rapid fire. He's a very misleading comic. Like he'll
Yes.
tell you, he's setting up the punchline. And you're like, this joke is gonna
Yeah.
go here, and
He
then
said
it
his
lands
grandma-
way to the fucking
His
left.
grandma died during civil rights. She was trying to stop the bus. I was like, God damn it, Anthony. It's so good. But
He's a
Bill
dick.
Burr was
dick.
on a talk show, and like it was a big talk show. It wasn't like Good Morning America, but it was close. And it was
Yeah.
like a big daytime talk show, and the host tried to try him because he had recently did a special where he talked a lot of shit on the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And they were like, don't you think you went a little far, Bill, when you did those jokes about the Catholic Church? He goes, don't you think the Catholic Church went a little far when it molested those kids?
I do remember.
I was like, wow, damn, live. I was
do
like,
remember
yes,
that.
Bill,
Yeah.
yes, like He didn't even miss a beat. Like
Yeah.
he rolled immediately with the
He's
punches.
like, we're not playing this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. He's like, don't you have the Catholic Church went a little far? They left this kid. And then you used to see the talk show host go, like he's nothing he can do. He's nothing he can do. You're live.
What are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
no,
You
you're,
do that?
You're live. You are live. You are done.
You just take
are
the
done.
L and go
You
to the next
Take
topic.
the L and ask the
That's
next
it. That's all you do. You just move on.
Yeah, you
Ask
can't
the
come
next
back from
question in your little pamphlet.
that. If you try to come back from that, it makes you look like you support pedophilia.
For sure. No, you gotta eat that, and you gotta smile.
You do. Well, some things you just can't defend. It's like,
It's true. What about you? What comedians do you like then?
I don't watch much comedy, stand-up comedy. Yeah, Kevin Hart, I used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
When he first started getting big,
Yeah. That's when he was at his best.
At his best, yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I was about to say. I was like, I feel sometimes some of these comedians, when they start getting notoriety and they start getting bigger and bigger, I feel like they lose the core essence of
They lose focus, especially as like someone like Kevin Hart, who's in all these movies popping around. It's like you're not able to do just the one thing anymore.
Yeah.
So you don't have the same amount of time you used to put into just doing your
That
comedy
thing.
routine.
Yeah.
You're learning lines. You're showing up for movies. You got a product line. You got this. You got that. It's not the same anymore.
he became The Rock's little buddy.
Yeah.
But even the same.
which I think is a funny duo, by the way.
It is.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very
they're
funny.
great.
Hilarious.
They're great.
Yes.
Bill Burr too. Like I love Bill Burr, but his original like 2 or 3 stand-up acts are still my favorite.
Yeah.
Versus the newer ones that he put
Yeah.
out. Like I do feel like
Now he's a legit actor.
he was
Yeah.
in
Fucking
Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
And he's done very well. I mean, the roles that he's done, they give him some accolades. Like, no, it's legitimate.
I thought it was a
deserved
joke.
that part.
He showed up as a bounty hunter in Star Wars and The Mandalorian. I was like, this is a joke. And then he did a good job. I was like, oh shit, you're trying, Bill. Never mind.
No, and that doesn't always happen with people that cross over from different genres, whether it's
Like
music
Conor
or
McGregor
fighting.
in Roadhouse.
I haven't
He
watched
was
it yet.
Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk
played-
about it. Did you see this? Did you see Roadhouse yet?
I got to about 45 minutes of it.
It's so fucking bad,
Bro.
terrible.
It's so bad.
I had eaten a gummy and I was so fucking high, but like the movie was so bad that apparently I'm told that the group of people I was watching with, they looked over it like same narc probably you made it to 45 minutes and like I was sitting up but my head was like like the roll was so bad that my brain just shut the fuck off and I just like it was bad. Like
smiling like a donut.
no, dude, I was done. But
Yeah.
I do remember Conor McGregor just being himself, just walking around naked after banging some chick in Europe, and then like he walks into like a party and he's like walking like this, and he like walks in, no one's there. He's like, where the fuck is everyone? It's just like, dude, you don't even like. They probably just said, Conor, go out there and
Just do something.
Yeah.
yeah, they don't even need lines.
Let's
Just-
see what this is all about.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
You
Where
know
the
what?
fuck is
You know what
everyone?
happened on set is that he's such a personality and such a known for being like a nasty fighter that the director was just probably like, "Hey, Connor, would you mind going in there and doing it with a just smile a little more?" He's like, "Fuck no." He's like, "Well, okay, we're gonna move on to the next scene because I don't want to get my ass kicked."
Fucking hell, I know. You know he's coming back. He's got a fight in
He's
July.
got
I
another
think it is.
fight.
They announced something today.
I'm surprised. I figured he wasn't going to bother to come back and fight.
He's
making,
fighting.
fight
He's
Michael
fighting
Chandler,
Chandler
right?
in
Yeah.
July.
He's making
Oh,
enough
is it?
money
At-
everywhere else.
At 170. He can't make 155
Connor,
anymore.
yeah, Connor versus
too
Chandler.
big.
When is
Yes.
it? July?
I'm looking for it right
I
now.
want to say it's July. I don't think it's as far away as August.
When?
But my money is on Chandler in that, and my money's on Chandler in like a second round TKO.
I'm not a big Mike Chandler fan.
I'm not.
I haven't been. I'll say this, and people can agree or disagree with me. I'm not impressed by him.
By
Yeah.
who? Connor?
Mike Chandler,
Mike Chandler? Mm.
Chandler was like a killer in Bellator, and then he came over, and it's like,
and he's tanked.
well,
Yeah.
he tries to be exciting, and he fucking like he was beating Poirier for most of the fight, then loses. He was beating Oliveira for most of the fight, loses. Like he just, I don't know, man. He showed where he was when he came to the UFC. He came to the UFC. It's like, you might be top 10, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
8 or 9.
You're not
but
making it. You're not
no.
making number one.
He's
No.
not going to win a belt.
I don't
Not
think
at
so.
55.
But also, like, look, let's be realistic too. Like, there is a timestamp on a fighter's
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
for
ability to stay at the top.
I mean, he's
right?
explosive. He
Yeah.
fucking knocked Tony Ferguson's face into the third round.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean,
But would he have done that to peak Tony first?
No, I wouldn't. I think Tony would have peaked him apart.
And they're picking. I don't want to say they're picking on these guys, but some of these guys are taking fights.
Well, Tony needs to retire.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. Is
Yeah.
like he's taking these fights when it's He's past his
And he
prime.
won't retire.
Way past his
How many
prime.
fights has Tony lost now in a row? And he
Had to be at 5. He
yeah,
has to be 5.
But he keeps just saying, he keeps going, I'm not going anywhere. Like,
I'm coming back.
Like,
Tony.
yeah,
I mean, there's also a level of like you need to retire the fighter yourself, just like they did with Chuck Liddell. We're like, listen,
I was gonna say that
he's
exactly.
taking way too much,
and
they,
Chuck still took fights.
yeah.
Like, he fought Tito in that Oscar De La Hoya thing, and I was like, this is wrong.
But you know what? At that point, when they're taking a fight elsewhere, it's like, you know what? It's not on us.
Yeah.
We know it was too many fights already. We let him go. If he's gonna go do it somewhere else, that's on him. We took our level of responsibility in what is a very dangerous sport.
I knew it was
let him go.
I knew it was a bad idea for Chuck Liddell to fight Tito Ortiz for a third time. I knew it was a bad idea, but like when the night of the fight happened and like Chuck got out of the limo and started walking,
Yeah.
and he was walking like fucking Hank Hill's dad from King of the Hill, I was like, dude, no. Like, he looks like he has double hip replacements.
Yeah.
How the fuck is he going to dodge a punch?
Yeah.
There's no way. And of course, first round, 1-punch KO. I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Tony has dropped the last 7 fights.
Exactly. In a row. And he won't. He said
In a row.
He literally says, I'm not going anywhere.
He hasn't won since 2019 when he beat Dom Cerrone.
And at
That's
that
way too
point,
long.
He's going to die in there.
at that point, the company needs to step in and say, "Hey, look, this is for your own benefit. Like, nobody is gonna, fault you for, hey, you went out on your sword."
You think Uncle Dana would do that, but the thing is, Dana
problem is-
likes money, and Tony has a following.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That was the problem is, does Tony still sell tickets? If he's still selling tickets, they are a business. They need to make money.
He is. When he goes out there, he gets a pop. They
Now-
love Tony.
Now, bringing this back to Tito Ortiz, little fun fact. I don't know if you guys know, but Tito Ortiz was mayor in California.
Yes, he was the mayor of
for a
Huntington Beach,
little
California.
while. And it was funny because I went out there on vacation, and it said like Tito Ortiz for mayor, like little signs as I'm driving around California. I'm like, nah, it can't be the same Tito Ortiz. Like, I've heard him speak.
It's California.
Who would ever put him as an elected
California.
official? Oh, yeah, that's right. Look, Ian met Mr. Tito Ortiz.
Oh, yeah.
Your boner showing.
It was. It was a good night. Good night.
It's not really showing.
No, I tucked it. I tucked it.
You
in my
tucked
belt.
it in. Yeah, you gotta,
I tucked the head in my
you
belly.
gotta hide it. You gotta hide it.
I have a really deep
waistband.
I have a really deep innie.
Tuck it in your waistband. That's uncomfortable, sir.
It is. That's the Spanish class tuck. They'd ask you to go up to the front, and Casey Olette sat in front of me, and I always had to fucking raise it. My Spanish name was Chuchi. She was like, Chuchi, can you write that answer on the board? I'm like, I'd really rather not.
I would rather not.
I'd rather not right now. If it's all the same to you, Mrs. Garrett.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
I don't even know who I am. I came in today with no plan.
That's how we do it every time.
I don't know why I got all fucking aggressive toward radio. That was weird.
And Jenny.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, I've hated ever since I first saw
Wait, you
her.
hate Jennifer Lopez?
Jennifer Lopez, I've heard, is not a nice person.
Jenny. Yes.
I'm not crazy
Where am
about
I?
Jennifer Lopez never did anything where I was like, ooh, wow. Like, you're a great artist.
Yeah, this is
No,
true. This
never.
is true. This is true.
I
And her
remember
movies were always
on,
kind of subpar.
What was the
She did a sci-fi
Living
movie that was
Color.
all right.
And Living Color, she was a fly girl.
Yeah.
She was a fly girl. That's
Enough.
probably the
Where she
best
got her
contribution
The movie
to
Enough,
TV that she's done.
Anaconda.
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember the way John Voight looked at her in
Yes.
Anaconda? He was
what
like,
was the one where she was
just staring at her like she was like a victim. I was like, God damn, John Voight.
I mean, has she done any movies lately that were good?
She did that movie Enough,
Or
but that's
even-
not believable. I don't care how much training you do, Jennifer Lopez. I'm gonna fuck you up.
that was actually a pretty
Right,
decent
enough.
movie.
I didn't see it. I just saw her training to fight a dude.
I know
and
she's
was
done a
like,
lot of
no.
rom-coms,
We've done
but I
this before.
haven't seen
I
any
haven't
of
seen.
them.
I mean, nothing she's done is what I'd be like. Wow, that was amazing.
I mean,
It's-
she dated Puffy for a while.
It's all pretty mid for the most part.
Puffy, how's that going for him?
I don't know. Not good.
He's apparently like running around, having a good time, doing things. I know that they raided him, seized his house, but there hasn't been any real official charges.
There's
They
been
haven't
no.
busted
There
him yet.
hasn't been any more news
But it's-
about everything that's going
It's
on.
going to come out eventually.
They seized his house, or they just did a search warrant?
I think they did a search
They
warrant.
searched.
They went in and
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
things like that. Yeah, they didn't seize his belongings. So yeah,
But that was
Correct.
like I said, that was very odd because it wasn't like the cops, the SWAT. It was like Homeland Security raiding his house.
Did they
It's like
find?
that seems like a bit of a level up. You really fucked up.
Did they find
Yeah.
Bieber tied up in his basement?
They haven't said. I mean,
Biebs is back, baby.
They haven't said what they found. But I mean, how many tapes did they pull off Epstein Island that they didn't say fuck all about either?
Speaking of fucking Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks was on that list, man. Tom Hanks flew to fucking Epstein Island.
yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that doesn't mean he did anything.
You know, Jenny was
Yeah,
there.
that's true too. Jenny was there.
Jenny was
He was following Jenny. It's all the Forrest Gump.
Jenny was
Floyd
shackled up in a room. It's the Jenny room.
I saw a meme one time that said, "Don't travel with Tom Hanks," because he talks about all the traveling movies he does. You had Castaway.
Castaway, yeah.
Where he was Captain Phillips.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to
couple other
go
ones.
anywhere with Tom.
All right, since we're on the Tom Hanks subject, best movie. What do you guys think?
Oh my God,
is his best
it's
movie.
either Gump or We Were Soldiers. No. Saving Private Ryan.
Save it private.
Private Ryan.
Oof.
Saving Private
That's my
Ryan.
favorite war
That's a
movie
good
of all
one.
time.
It's hard to beat that one for what he's done.
I don't know. I'm gonna have a controversial.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Big.
Ooh.
Yeah, right here.
Fun fact.
Big.
Yeah, I thought you meant big. And punched me in the face. Like, all right.
I just watched that the other day.
Yeah, man, that's a classic.
It is a
It's
classic.
It's a classic.
But
And I
I-
haven't
I-
seen it in probably 20 years.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't say it's his best, but I would say it's a classic. Like,
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with it, right?
Yeah. No,
you
Like,
can't.
I think Saving Private Ryan
Definitely.
is probably one, that or Forrest Gump.
I would say Saving Private Ryan, the movie as a whole, is fantastic, but it's a large enough cast that I can't just accredit Tom Hanks.
he wasn't. Yeah,
The
he
main
wasn't like
role.
the linchpin that held the movie down.
Yeah, I mean the movie itself is
All around was
fucking great.
excellent.
It's one of my
Yeah.
top 10 favorite movies of all time.
It was a lot better than Saving Ryan's Prides.
Saving Ryan's Private.
Saving Ryan's Prides. Yeah, that was
I
good.
like the other one
That's
first. Riven's
Pornhub, bro.
Privates.
Riven's
Privates.
Riven's Privates?
Yeah,
that's right.
Riven's Privates is the best.
Yeah.
God damn it! He's drunk already. It didn't take him long.
I didn't have much to eat today.
No, yeah, man.
This fruit and this Bloody Mary.
Well, at least I supply some fruit there. You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? We can get into it.
You always have the best fruit.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't have bacon. I was ill prepared.
It's okay,
for that.
man. You know,
But
but
I
Bloody,
will- I will
Bloody
have it
Mary
next time.
it's still Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
without
yeah.
Caught Nelson making out in the parking lot when I pulled in.
bacon. With who?
A bunny rabbit.
Yeah,
Some squirrels.
he kissed the girl.
All the
I
wildlife. Yeah.
You're allowed.
There's
You're
lots
allowed,
of
man.
wildlife.
I always took you for a nature lover.
No, but Eddie, what about you?
I pulled up a list real quick. I really can't say anything better than Saving Private Ryan. I mean, you've got things like Polar Express, which is really odd to look at now,
Yeah, it
which is
odd.
still
It
highly
didn't
acclaimed.
It didn't age well.
Yeah.
You know, Catch Me If You Can. Like he's
Catch
got
Me
a
If
bunch.
You Can
He's got a
was
bunch of
actually
movies
really good.
that were really good, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them above Saving Private Ryan.
Have you seen Catch Me If You Can? That's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, a long time ago. But
Yeah, I think that was a good movie, but that was
it
more
was
of a
good,
Leo
but
role than it was.
I still
Yeah.
would put it top 3.
He was
yeah.
in the Elvis movie, Cloud Atlas.
Did you guys watch that Elvis movie?
I did.
I didn't
Let's
give
take
a
a pee break.
shit
Go for it.
about it.
You didn't?
I couldn't
I
care
was-
about
go
any
for it.
of them.
I was shocked.
I liked it. You didn't like it?
I liked it, but I was shocked about the amount of.
Apollo 13.
Oh, that's another good one.
That
Apollo 13.
That's a
that
good
one you could put more credit on him
Yeah.
than I think Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
Yeah. No,
Because it was a far smaller cast.
Yeah, it is correct.
Yeah, what Elvis went through with his whole family
Right.
and
Oh,
the
it's
way
fucked
he
up.
gets
It
ripped
absolutely
up,
is.
And his
like,
corrupt manager.
it's wild.
It
But
is
you know
wild.
what? There's a
mean,
huge history of
At this
musicians
point,
getting ripped off.
at this point, it would be a more interesting story to tell me about the producer, manager that didn't fuck over their music artist, because which musical artist in this day and age hasn't been fucked over by the industry yet?
Yeah.
Because
go back to what we said at the
I mean,
beginning. Taylor Swift.
at this point,
Yeah, Taylor Swift, Boys to Men.
At this point, fucking all of them. TLC, they did like a 2-year tour with multi-platinum album. They had 12 grand to split between like the 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck did all the money go away from all the touring and all the sales?
because
Managers, producers, the record labels, they just fuck everybody over.
but it's something that's still going on with these streaming services,
Oh, yeah.
which is something that they've been trying to fight now because
The
if
record
Snoop
companies,
Dogg
yeah.
came out, he's like, man, I had like 30 million streams last year and I got $50. He's
Yeah.
like, how does that equal
Well,
to the work that I
these-
put in the
these-
studio? You
the,
can't you get 1 hour in
Yeah.
the studio for $50 at a cheap studio.
If what I've heard from some artists is correct, the record companies bought stake in these streaming platforms, so then they wrote themselves contracts based on the streaming and the stream platform. So they're getting all the money from the streams. The artists aren't getting anything.
Right.
So it's just they basically wrote themselves an even better contract to allow it to be streaming because that's where everything was going.
Yeah.
So they just get more money on the front end anyway, instead of even having to take it on the back end, because they're just writing their own contract to themselves.
Yeah.
How did we forget about the Green Mile? He's in the Green Mile.
Oh,
We did already mention it earlier.
We did
as well.
mention it earlier,
Yeah.
but-
He was looking up Tom Hanks.
So I
okay.
was just Googling it, just to Google, and it says top 5 Tom Hanks, or 5 popular Tom Hanks movies to watch. Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan,
Yep.
Castaway,
Yep.
Green Mile.
the Toy Story
Toy
series.
Story.
Toy Story.
Oh, that's
You
right.
know what?
And
Got
the
to give
Green
him credit
Mile.
for that. Fuck.
I forgot about
Okay.
the Green. I
All
forgot
right.
he's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
warden.
he was in the
he's
Green
the
Mile.
warden
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the Green Mile, which he in that position he played a good role in that.
No,
movie.
he did.
Yeah.
That was a good movie with him in it. Okay. I mean,
Did you guys ever see the movie Ray about Ray Charles?
I did.
No.
Yeah.
I did. I
was a
like
good
that a
one.
lot too.
That was a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is a bad mother, man.
Yeah, well,
He's
he
a hell of an
did an
actor.
interview where he talks about when because they gave him prosthetic eyelids and they glued him shut to to
Yeah.
play Ray. But it said that when they took away his sense of sight, his hearing
Yeah.
increased.
You have to
And
focus on it.
He was trying to play the piano, and he said, "I can't focus for whoever's tapping their pin," and it was somebody in the back of the auditorium. tapping their pin.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep.
No.
Jamie Lee Foxx went through some health issues recently.
Yeah, he had a stroke, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something bad
Back to
happened.
normal
I don't know.
Well,
to recover. I
we're
guess
we're
the term.
we're at the point where the movie stars we watched growing up, because they were
Yeah.
15, 20 years ahead of us, are now dying off.
Yeah.
That's just life. That's what's gonna eventually start happening, and it's gonna be new people kind of taking their place. But like
Timothy Chalamet.
yeah. I mean, he's the first like legitimate young movie star, because there's very few like movie stars nowadays. It's not
Yeah,
being watched the way it was anymore. There's so much diversification between the ability to see stuff. You don't have the time to watch everything. Not every single person is running to see that one movie because there's only 3 in the theaters right now.
Yeah.
You look at the theaters, there's 10 movies and 9 of them are garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you watching any of them? Because I'm not.
Yeah. No.
Doom 2 is the last time we went to the theaters. Before that was what? The last Marvel movie before it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
was-
not much.
I almost went and saw Godzilla vs. Kong.
I was
but
gonna
no,
say
I
that
didn't.
too. Like I haven't been to the movie theaters in a while, and I was an avid like this
I
new movie's
have-
out. I'm going to see it. I'm going to. See
I have
it.
a gift card for theater tickets that I've had from Christmas. I haven't seen anything worth taking Ava to go watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, none of these movies are worth us spending some time to go
I couldn't
watch
tell you the
a
last time
movie.
I even went to a theater.
Right. It's. I think was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
That was
As
the
much as
last time I went to the movie theaters.
As much as
Shit.
I'd want to see like the new Marvel movies coming out,
Yeah.
for my peace of mind, I'm like, I'll just wait till it comes out on the streaming
I,
service.
yeah.
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 And you know what it is too? The turnaround time isn't what it used
It's-
to be.
it's like
it used to be
2,
like a
3
year
months,
before
yeah.
something was in the movies, and now it's in DVD. Right now, it's a month. It's in the movie theaters, and then a month later, it's on streaming
You
services.
could buy it on pay-per-view.
Doom 2 is
Yeah.
ready to be streamed on Amazon already.
Yep.
Shit.
I mean, that's fucking fast.
I mean, you add that to the fact that the average household TV quadrupled in size. You sit close enough, and you got a decent, surround system. It's not too bad.
That's a theater.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, 4K HDR, 60-inch screens you can get for pretty fucking cheap, and you can sit real nice and close, real nice and comfortable. If you got to get up, you could pause it. You're not missing anything. No random assholes talking and interrupting. Short of an event movie that you really want to be in a crowd of people to watch, why even go?
Yo, speaking of surround sound, Sonos is probably the best thing out there right now.
Really?
Yeah, I just bought a little, not the big one, but the one I got's the Ray.
Yeah.
You hook it up with your optical cord to the back of your TV. It's like a concert in my fucking ears, boys.
That's what's up.
And the sound quality is amazing.
I
And
have-
it's this big.
Yeah, the little
With
sound
anything
bars.
with Sonos at all.
Yeah.
You what?
Sonos.
Yeah.
Sonos.
Yeah, Sonos.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to anything with their equipment
so
on at all.
and then you can put speakers and you can do the ceiling speakers, but it's most of it's through Wi-Fi. But you can
Yeah.
control it on the app, right? So if we're in this room, when we want to listen to one song in this room, we can program the other speakers to play a completely different song all
Yeah.
from the app.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
It is.
I had wired a whole rec room on the condo property. We probably had like a dozen of them. I had them all set up with, the front left,
Yeah.
2 sets of centers.
Sonos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
several for the back. So by the time you were sitting in it, you might as well have been in a concert.
That's
Jeez.
pretty
It's
wild.
And
Okay.
the sound clarity is amazing.
I'm gonna have to check that shit out because I love me some electronics.
Sonos, if you're listening, we'll send you an address for the sponsorship.
Yes.
We'd have to drop our.
You have a
our
weird-
Uber Lube sponsor.
Yeah.
You have a weird shaped living room, which is what your main issue is. It's hard to get a
Damn,
proper left and right center channel for
dude.
the back.
Thanks for calling me out.
You got a bootleg living room, dude. That's what your brother just
Because
said.
you got like a large
Shitty-ass
rectangle next to the square, so the way the
Man.
sound bounces in the room is a little off.
What a shit ass setup you got.
I'm just gonna go fuck myself and
This fucking shit sucks.
Yeah.
no, but it's
Fuck
Worthless
Nelson.
setup.
Fuck your living room.
Fucking piece
and
of
on
shit.
that note, thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom Podcast, where fuck my couch.
And your speakers. And your living room.
And your whole setup.
Fuck your shit.
Just
Yo,
fuck me,
shit.
fuck me, everyone. That's it. Yeah, my name is Ian.
Yeah. Thanks for having us over, Nelson.
Can't wait to do it again. Thanks.
Thanks for having us over in your shitty
Fix your
setup.
living room
My
for
shitty
next time.
setup. God damn. Never watch a movie in my house again.
You can't. You have a shit setup.
He was getting you back for calling him out on his kickboxer.
That's true. That's true. Because I was right.
Well, you let it marinate, and he got you back for it.
You know what? Did we even check?
Is there a glass scene in Gladiator? I don't know.
Did-
I'm not sure.
I've never seen it.
I could have sworn there was.
I know there's the glass scene in Kickboxer. That's all I know. That's all I can stand by.
Muay Thai, Bloodsport. Boom.
No.
Bloodsport and Kickboxer. Both of them.
There's no glass scene in Bloodsport.
Both Van Damme's Bloodsport and Kickboxer.
I could have sworn it
There's-
wasn't a Van Damme movie that
There's
I'm
no
thinking
broken
of.
glass scene in Bloodsport.
It
Bloodsport is like
says
Ian's
it right
gonna
here.
start
The
cussing
movie
people again.
starts off
Listen.
with dipping their hands in glue and glass and fighting each
No,
other.
this
No.
movie, it was the last fight of the movie.
no.
Yeah, this was how this movie opened because Bloodsport's better. That's what it says right here.
Listen, Bloodsport is like royalty. It's like Enter the Dragon royalty.
No, right here it says it. Bloodsport, dipped in glue and glass. Fuck you, Ian.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say that. 'Cause it's not true.
Fuck my couch. Nah, motherfuckers.
I fucking hate you.
It's not in Bloodsport.
It's in Kickboxer.
Edit that last part out.
No, you keep it in.
No, Eddie, you edit out the
Eddie,
truth.
Eddie,
you
you
edit out the truth,
Let
Edward.
everyone know.
We're not here to inform people. Get the
He
fuck
just
out of here.
doubles down on bullshit.
I told you these cookies.